Today we have a whole bunch of guests, as you can see. We've got Felix, we've got Vincent, and we've got Ash here. So Felix and Vincent are here from Cisco, and we've got Ash here from Spark. And we're going to be talking about Cisco's Digital Boost Alliance commitment. So that's what they're providing to you, your small business. And also they've come together to collaborate to produce a product kind of rollout that's helping small businesses. And so Ash has joined us here today to help talk about that, and so that you can find out how you can get your hands on it if it works for you. So I will let you guys get a little bit started. As before I let you take over and drive, as a reminder, if you're new with Digital Boost, just remember that you can use the chat function, the Q&A function, or the comment section. So a lot of you stream with us on social media. If you'd like to get your questions answered by these three experts, then just drop your questions in those sections and I will pull them through so that you can have your answers, hopefully by the end of today. So thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us here on Digital Boost.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Anna Marie, and kia ora, everyone. My name is Felix Burton, and I look after small business sales for Cisco Aotearoa. So today we're going to run through a little bit about Cisco, what our culture values are, and how we are planning on assisting small businesses across New Zealand on their journey to transform in the digital world. We're also joined today with Vincent Fu and Ash Buckland. So Vincent is our security specialist here in New Zealand, and he's going to run through what we're seeing from a security standpoint, as well as an offer we have put together for small businesses here in New Zealand. Ash works with Spark, and they are one of our key partners here in New Zealand. So we've been collaborating with Spark on a small business offering that provides SMEs with market-leading networking, connectivity, and security. And it's in a very easy to set up and manage solution. So super exciting to be partnering with Spark today and looking forward to presenting the offer to all of you. I will get started first with a bit about Cisco. So it is clear by any metrical measure that the world has changed considerably over the past few years. The pandemic has fueled a critical need to invest in technology and solutions, capabilities across organizations of all sizes. At the start of the pandemic, businesses turned to technology for survival, with the aim to operate and continue to serve customers, even as entire economies went into lockdowns, and the majority of the workforce transitioned to this remote working environment. It has changed how we work, how we live, the role of businesses, and the needs and expectations of consumers around the globe. Having witnessed firsthand the positive impact that technology can have, and with countries now in the process of reopening, all organizations are keen to leverage technology to thrive in the new normal. This is especially true for small and medium-sized businesses across Asia Pacific and here in New Zealand. We recently commissioned an independent research to better understand technologies across SMEs. In New Zealand, it showed that 82% of SMEs have a digitization roadmap, and the Digital Boost is just furthering this acceleration with technology. What can be delivered digitally must be delivered digitally. And I'm just going to touch on 4 key customer priority areas. First, businesses have to reimagine how they design, develop, and deploy their applications. That was true before, but has been heightened by the pandemic. Applications are how services are delivered and consumed. It's how companies build a relationship between their brand and their customers. Applications used to be an extension of the business. Now they are the business. Nearly 300 million mobile applications will be downloaded in the next 3 years. It is an amazing opportunity to reimagine how apps are designed, deployed, and optimized. We believe that the future of all businesses is hybrid. But many businesses hear the phrase and ask, what does this look like for me? Conceptually, hybrid work is an approach that designs the work experience around the worker, wherever they are. It's about more than where the work is done. It provides simple, smart, and secure experiences from any location. For small businesses, the hybrid work model is an opportunity for considerable growth, with potential to reduce overhead costs and increase employee engagement through greater flexibility. Implementing a hybrid work model is central to creating a greater employee satisfaction, loyalty, and productivity in a post-pandemic world. It has been estimated that 98% of all business meetings will have at least one person joining from a home office. So businesses have to use the most reliable, secure, productive technology to empower their teams for each and every scenario. Third, in this connected world, the network is the nervous system that allows everything to work together. And while it's created limitless possibilities, it's also introduced incredible complexity. Today, there are 20 billion devices connected to the internet, and by 2023, that number will jump to 29 billion, nearly four devices per person. There was a time when businesses just had to worry about the phone and the laptop. Now it's everything: cars, home appliances, tools, the list goes on. Each of these are now a connection point. Each of these put more strain on the network. Each of these needs to be managed and monitored in real time. Policies need to be created and deployed in an automated way. These changes put incredible pressure on the network, which is why every business has to think about how they transform their business with the network at its core. Lastly, security has always been of critical importance to our customers, and it's become even more complex. Remote workers using their own unsecured devices from their own unsecured home networks has expanded the attack surface exponentially. Small businesses are not excluded from these threats. According to a recent report, 74% of NZ SMEs have suffered a cybersecurity incident in the past 12 months. In addition, New Zealand has seen one of the highest uplifts in cyber threats since before the pandemic, with an increase of 61%. The attacker's interest in SMEs can be attributed to a few key aspects. Firstly, there is a perceived notion amongst the hacking community that SMEs are relatively weaker on the cybersecurity front compared to large organizations, making them an attractive target. Second, SMEs are increasingly working with larger corporations in some form or another. The hope hackers have is if they are able to infiltrate a particular SME's network, they may be able to use that as a launchpad to then access the network of larger corporations. So we need to stay on top of this. The threat is real. Digital transformation has never been more relevant, never been more critical or strategically important to the business. And the opportunity to drive value has never been greater. And that's where Cisco comes in. We have a 37-year legacy of helping customers do the impossible. A global presence of over 80,000 people strong in nearly 100 countries. Our entire focus as a company is to help our customers connect, secure, and automate in a cloud-first world. We connect people with world-class, enterprise-grade collaboration tools. We connect users with devices, applications, and data with industry-defining networking and compute technology. Of course, it's not just who and what, but how you connect that matters. We can help our customers secure any user on any device, on any application, anywhere. That's a lot of Ns, so let's talk about what each means. It means delivering continuous trusted access to any user. It means extending detection, protection, and response to any device. It means providing visibility and protection no matter the application architecture. And it means delivering consistent policy and protection wherever it's needed. Businesses need visibility into every layer of infrastructure, including network and compute. They need to monitor and manage multiple environments and cloud permutations all at the same time. We can see deeper than any other vendor, up through applications, down into the infrastructure, and the security running across both. That gives our customers the context they need to identify and manage security threats and monitor real-time application performance. Full stack observability also gives our customers the insights they need to define and enforce policy and automate across the network. In today's world, automation is key to ensuring the experience delivered both to employees and customers is great. And the infrastructure must be transformed to enable this. The more you can see, the more you can solve. The more you can solve, the more you can automate. And the more you can automate, the more resilient and agile your entire business becomes. What sets Cisco apart is our combination of trust, innovation, and choice. Three unique elements that are supported and furthered by our culture, our mission, and of course, our extraordinary people. I'm going to touch on these briefly now. We've spent the last 37 years building trust with our customers and partners, focused on transparency, authenticity, and empathy. We now build upon that foundation with a renewed focus on delivering the industry's most simple, innovative, and trusted experiences to our customers, partners, and employees. We bring this 37 years of knowledge supporting millions of installations across a portfolio of unmatched breadth to bear with every customer we partner with, ensuring they get the maximum value from their technology and the best experience possible throughout the entire relationship, from implementation to business optimization to ongoing support. Because we start with the customer in mind, we can bring the most ambitious goals to life. Over the last 37 years, the Cisco brand has become synonymous with networking, security, and collaboration. We have 25,000 patents and counting. We spend more than $6 billion a year on R&D. We are a leader in 5 different Gartner Magic Quadrants, and we're recognized as the market share leader in 11 different verticals. We recruit, cultivate, and support the best tech talent in our industry. In working with our customers, it is clear that there is no such thing as a one-size-fits-all solution. Every company in every vertical, in every region on the planet is going to have their own unique infrastructure and approach their challenges in a slightly different way. For Cisco, choice means meeting our customers where they are and providing flexible options to purchase and consume from us and our partners. It means offering a full breadth of service options. It means offering a pay-as-you-go model or a whole portfolio agreement and everything in between. Choice is a strategic imperative. It is foundational, and it will be woven into everything we do as a company moving forward. Finally, everything we've been talking about comes together with our purpose. We have a unique opportunity to make a difference in the world, to build a better, more equitable and inclusive future for everyone. This mission drives our actions, our conversations, and our priorities. It's how we've positively impacted 527 million people through our social impact grants and our signature programs, moving us closer to our goal of positively impacting 1 billion people by 2025. It's why we are focused on inclusive recovery from this pandemic and ensuring that everyone benefits as we move into the next phase. As we've said before, it's clear by any metrical measure that the last few years have changed the world forever. And yet we've also seen that there are some things that will never change. There are things that the pandemic cannot touch. The spirit and determination of our people is one. The role that our technology can play in being a good force is another. Powering an inclusive future for all is not just a call to action. It's recognizing that it's going to take all of us. And that is why the Digital Boost is such an amazing initiative that we're so proud to be part of. We need to all work together for this change. So Cisco, I know I've touched on the company a bit, but what we really want to do now is provide the same technology that supports industry leaders and offer that to small businesses across New Zealand in an easy and efficient way. We want to help customers connect, secure, and automate to accelerate their digital agility in a cloud-first world. As members of the Digital Boost Alliance, we are committed to supporting Kiwi businesses accelerate their digital transformation, providing opportunities for business to understand the ways in which technology can drive growth, as well as supporting the adoption of new technologies with exclusive offers and product trials. So with that, I'm going to hand over to Vincent Fu, our security specialist, to talk a little bit more about security and then touch on an offer we have for the Digital Boost. Over to you, Vincent.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, Felix. So, hey, everyone. My name's Vincent. I'm one of the cloud security specialists here at Cisco. And today I'll be talking to you guys about cybersecurity, right? But more importantly, are you protected from cyber attacks, right? And when I say you, I mean your business, your employees, and your data. So next slide, please. So today, we're talking about some of the market trends that we're seeing at the moment, as well as the cybersecurity challenges that are associated with that, and also where Cisco comes into this, right? With Cisco Umbrella, what is it? What exactly is it? How does it work? And also, lastly, checking to see whether you're actually at risk, right? And you can do this with our free security health check that's offered to all of the Digital Boost people. So next slide. Right, so in terms of the market trends, I'm going to be focusing on two today, which is first one being the mass adoption of cloud applications, right, such as Salesforce, Office 365, Dropbox, and a whole heap of other ones, and also more and more remote users and hybrid workers that we're seeing today, right? Especially with what's happening with COVID, most businesses today will most likely have either hybrid workers or full-time remote workers. And so with this, of course, brings in new operational challenges, but also security challenges as well. Next slide. So if we take a look, say 5 years ago, or even just before the pandemic, this is what your typical office will look like, right? So you would have everyone sort of working in this office, and they were all sitting under the security stack, or your firewall or your security appliance. And so everyone will be connected onto the office Wi-Fi, and so that when they were accessing the internet, they were all protected. But if we fast forward today, well, things have actually changed quite a bit, right? Everyone's working from home now, and so because of that, they're no longer protected by that security stack, right? They're connected to their own home Wi-Fi, and of course, I assume most people at home don't have a firewall in place, and so they don't have that protection. And without that protection, they're actually very high risk to the business from a cybersecurity perspective. So what's the solution here, right? Well, one way businesses were able to combat this was to provide their users with VPN, right? As you can see in this slide. So everyone connecting via the VPN will essentially backhaul all of their traffic back into the office through that security stack. So when they are accessing the internet, they're protected, right? But the only challenge here is what happens when your users don't turn on the VPN, right? And so that's one of the key challenges that a lot of New Zealand businesses are facing today. When I speak with them, they have VPN, they provide VPN to all of their users, but their users aren't turning it on. And so they don't have that security. And without that security, again, they're high risk. But let's just say, all of your users do turn on VPN, right? They're super cybersecurity aware. That also poses a challenge itself, in that you can imagine you have all of these remote users connecting back into the office via VPN, but now that traffic is again going back out into the internet to those cloud applications, right? And so because of that, it's causing a bottleneck on your firewalls, on your routers, and this, of course, is going to impact your application performance, which then impacts your users' productivity, because no one likes using slow applications, right? And it also gives them another reason to actually not want to connect onto the VPN. Right. And so I guess the key messaging here is you need to look for a solution that can secure your users regardless of where they are, right? Whether they're in the office or at home, and also regardless of whether they're on or off the VPN. And so this is where Cisco comes in, right? So next slide, please. So Cisco Umbrella, is our cloud-delivered security solution that essentially protects anyone who accesses the internet, regardless of where they are. So they can be in the office, at home, even on a beach, right? And also regardless of what device they're on. So it could be your laptop, your MacBooks, or even your mobile devices like your Androids or your iPhones, right? And also regardless of where your users are trying to go on the internet or what they're trying to do on the internet, whether it's accessing certain cloud applications or even just general browsing, right? Say on Facebook or YouTube or Reddit, right? So from the user's perspective, they're going to get that protection all the time. Now, from your end, from the business's perspective, you don't have to worry about whether your users are protected, right? Whether they're on or off the VPN, because Umbrella sort of runs in the background all the time, protecting your user at all times. So the protection follows the users wherever they go. Another great thing about this is with this protection also comes visibility. So not only are you securing your users, you're also now able to see what your users' internet traffic looks like. So for example, are any of my users being targeted by phishing emails? Or are they using, say, unsafe cloud applications? Or are they going onto malicious websites, right? So all of this you can see on our Umbrella dashboard as well. So I guess how Umbrella works on a very high level is Umbrella uses DNS layer security. So what do I mean by that? Well, anytime anyone tries to go anywhere on the internet, most of the time they're going to be using DNS. And so what's DNS? So I'll give you an example. So when you type in youtube.com on your browser, your computer makes a DNS request to a DNS server that's somewhere out in the internet. That DNS server then finds the IP address of youtube.com, sends that information back to your computer, and that's how you land on the YouTube website. All right, and how Umbrella comes into this with our DNS layer security is Umbrella sits right between your users and the internet. So it's really, think of it as the first line of defense. So every time your users try to go anywhere out in the internet, they make a DNS request, right? And then that DNS request goes through Umbrella. Umbrella will then check, okay, is this DNS request going to take this user somewhere safe or malicious? And if it's a malicious destination, well, then that DNS gets blocked by Umbrella, essentially protecting your users, from going onto a malicious website that could potentially cause them to, either lose their information or download malicious files, right? Now, we say that DNS or Umbrella is our first line of defense in that, it protects your users, the first thing they do when they go on the internet, but it's also our last line of defense as well, in that, let's just say you already have malware on your device, or someone picks up a USB, like a random USB, and surprises a malware on there. Well, what the malware will generally try to do is communicate back out to their command and control servers, right? Either to, say, exfiltrate data or to download more malicious files. So from the Umbrella's perspective, right, if you have Umbrella, it sees that something is trying to reach out to, again, a malicious website. In this case, it's a malware command and control server. And so it's going to block that connection straight away, essentially neutralizing that malware from doing any more potential harm. And just to give you guys some numbers, 90% of malware attacks use DNS as part of their attack. And so just by having this DNS layer protection by Umbrella, you're essentially protected from 90% of malware attacks out there, right? So it is a very, I guess, simple security solution to understand, but it's very versatile in its capabilities in terms of protecting all of your users and their internet traffic. So I guess in this case, how can you make sure that your users are secure at the moment, right? You might have all types of different security solutions put in place, but you may want to check whether those are as effective as possible. So what you can do is with a Cisco free health check. So how that works is essentially you sign up for an umbrella free trial, which essentially allows you to do a health check on your users, their devices, and also the internet traffic, right? So you can detect and block things such as live malware on your devices, whether your user being targeted by phishing emails, whether they're going on malicious domains or websites, and also whether they're using things such as cloud, unsecured cloud applications, and much more. And just keep in mind, this is real-time data about your environment, about your users. So everything that you see on dashboard, it's actually happening like in real life. So if your users do have malware on the device and it shows up in the dashboard, in the report, then it means that it's definitely real, and that device is probably compromised, right? So if we go into the next slide, I'll talk a bit about the dashboard itself. So as you can see, it's very easy to read and understand, right? We've made it so that Umbrella doesn't have to be complicated, right? You don't need specialized cybersecurity specialists to understand and use Umbrella. And so with this, you can see here, for example, on the left-hand side, you can see the total number of DNS requests being made by all of your users. You can then see which one of those were blocked and which one of those were, security risks. You can also see as well, what type of destination are they for the security blocks, right? Which malicious websites are your users going onto the most? Or you can sort by identity as well. So you can see, okay, who in my business is going on the most number of malicious sites, right? And if you do see a particular person, it could be that they're actually being targeted by a lot of phishing emails, which is causing them to click on those links, taking them to those malicious websites. Now, just keep in mind that all of these information that's showing up here, it's not just visibility that you see, but also it's actually blocking your users from accessing those sites, right? So not only are you seeing this information, but it's actually actively blocking your users and protecting them from these malicious websites as well. So next slide, please. And so if you want to take a look deeper into the security blocks, right, you can see even categorizes what type of security blocks are they? Are they malware blocks, phishing, command and control, or even crypto mining, and a whole heap of other stuff as well. And if you want it even further detail, you can click into them. It'll tell you about the user, who connected onto it at what time, on what device, but also information about the destination itself, right? So why is it malicious? What is it linked to? And so forth. So quite a lot of information that you can see from this dashboard. All right, and so if you want to get started, go into the next slide. Very simple, sign up for our Umbrella free trial, which essentially allows you to run this health check on your users, your devices, and essentially your network, right? And so by the end of it, or even during it, the second you turn it on, you should start seeing all of this data come through. But we generally say, in about a week or two time, you should have a really good understanding of what your security posture looks like in your business. And so I'll actually be doing a further detailed session on Umbrella and how it all works next Wednesday, again with Digital Boost. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely feel free to join into that one. But aside from that, yeah, just go on Google, search out Umbrella trial, and then sign up for that. And that's how you get started on your free health check. But yeah, that's it from my end. If you guys have any questions, I will be staying here until the Q&A. So Felix, I'll hand it back over to you. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Vincent. And just for those listening, the link to the health check is on the Cisco offers page within the Digital Boost website as well. So yeah, jump in there and sign up, and hopefully we can find something more about the business and if there are any risks out there to you. Awesome. I'll now pass over to Ash from Spark to touch on another offer we've collaborated with them with.
Thanks, Felix, and appreciate being on the call. So Spark and Cisco have a long history of partnership, and I believe last week Cisco would have spoken about Meraki, and we're really pleased to partner with Cisco and Meraki on this offering for small business. So what we're talking about today is what we call cloud managed network. It is internet underlay and a Cisco Meraki device bundled together to provide you secure, safe, and effective connectivity out to the internet. So with this bundle, we've selected the Cisco Meraki MX68CW. It is an SD-WAN device. It has advanced security in it, and it integrates well with Umbrella. So everything that Vincent and Felix have talked about from a security perspective is 100% included in this product. What we've done is we've taken the best of Cisco there in that Meraki kit, but we've also taken the best of Spark. So we have bundled this with our business internet service underlay. And now that's a broadband service that's separated from standard consumer and business broadband. So it gives you more consistent latency, more consistent bandwidth, and an overall higher grade connection. And with that higher grade connection, we can also provide some more IP addresses. So rather than just having a single IP address, you can have up to a /29 routable subnet available there. And we also include an up to 24/7 support SLA with the Meraki kit and with the broadband underlay. Coupled with that, we also include our integrated 4G failover. So if you have this Meraki kit and the broadband underlay and something goes wrong with your fiber connection, you'll automatically fail over to our 4G cellular network. It's got unlimited data. We provide proactive reporting if you do fail over to 4G. And we include that 24/7 SLA across all three of those parts of the product. We have this available in two bundles. We have a basic bundle. It's a 36-month term with a 7x7x5 SLA. With this bundle, we don't include the advanced security. So if you're using other devices for security, or perhaps you're consuming Umbrella for some of your security, this could be a better option. It does include the 4G failover, and this price includes 100 megabit per second business internet service for $260 per month. We also have the advanced bundle. That includes everything that's in the basic bundle, but it's including the Cisco Advanced Security license as well. And that's $315 per month. Both of those are on a 36-month term, and there is an installation charge of $400 if you did choose to take up the offer. We've got a network of 27 business hubs. They're locally owned and operated, and we've got people available to have a chat around this particular product. We also have a team of 14 solution consultants across the country that can take your needs and devise a product that's particularly suited to them. So if you're interested in what we've got here, feel free to get in touch with us through one of our 27 business hubs, or reach out to myself or Felix directly. Back to you, Felix.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Ash. And yeah, awesome to be partnering up on this. Excited to see it hit the ground. I'll stop sharing my screen now and hand it back over to Anna Marie. And yeah, thanks everyone. Awesome.
Thanks, guys. So much happening. Look, I always find these sessions really interesting. It's a different aspect of digital, isn't it? Sometimes, Vincent, you took me into a different world there for a moment. I was like, what? Wait, what are we doing? But I think that one of the things that we were talking about, actually last Friday, we interviewed a business, and he had started his small business just creating blogs, and he had just kind of like blog on blog on blog. I forget the word that he used to describe how he was putting them online, but what ended up happening, so he did make like top 50 in the world for financial like blogs, like they're really good, but then he also got hacked. So he didn't have the security in place from the beginning, because it started off as this like really just something to keep himself busy during the lockdowns, something that he was doing as a bit of a side thing that he could possibly showcase when he came out of lockdown to apply for other jobs, because he hadn't really started his own firm yet. And it has turned into quite a big business, but it was just a very good reminder of the fact that, you know, put the systems in place from the beginning. And there's lots of other things that you spoke about today, not just security, but I always find it's like a good point that some of us kind of glaze over with security and connectivity, you know, these kind of things. But honestly, do not miss this step in setting up your business. It is paramount to making sure that you can scale and that you can protect your customers' data, and you can, you know, make sure that even from your own employees, as you bring them on, you've got systems set up so that everybody can be secure with everything that's happening there. And there's so much advancements in the way that we run security these days with blockchains and things like that. So lots of cool stuff happening out there in the world. We don't really touch on a lot of that here. It's a bit future tech, I guess, still in this zone, but maybe we should. So I have been watching. There's actually more people online than there are here. So I'm just going to jump over and make sure we haven't missed anybody's questions that they might have about these two commitments. Well, yeah, combined commitment and commitment. And I'll just check YouTube. And it looks like we're good so far. So I'll waffle on for a bit longer just in case those folks want to type something in. But I really appreciate all y'all coming in here today. This was a big collaboration because Cisco's a massive, organization, and so is Spark. So to get players from both teams here has been really amazing. And one of the things that I love is that you guys have both come to the table to support small businesses through the Digital Boost Alliance. And that's what we're doing here on these Mondays is we're really showcasing our Digital Boost Alliance members because they've put forward these amazing commitments for you guys. And it's really important that you know that they're there, because I think a lot of times there's a lot of great offers out there for small businesses, but they're so time poor that they often don't know that they're there, right? So this is just an opportunity for just that little bit of a showcase. Make sure that you know that there is support out for you with these great programs that these guys have put together. So just double check one more time, but then we might be able to go. You might be able to have an early mark, who doesn't love that? Yeah. And that will be it. So thanks, Felix. You did a lot of hustling for this. Thanks, Vincent, for coming along. And thank you, Ash, for taking time out. And please thank your whole teams for making this come together. And we really appreciate it. Thanks for being a part of Digital Boost and Digital Boost Alliance, because they're two separate things. Yes.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Anna-Marie.
Thank
it's
you.
a pleasure. It's a pleasure. The pleasure's ours. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Ka kite. See you tomorrow.